As your education station, KHOU 11 is committed to getting more books in the hands of kids in our community. Research shows if children don't read at grade level by third grade, they only have a 1 in 8 chance of ever catching up, and they are 4 times more likely to drop out of school. Children growing up in homes without books are less likely to complete a basic education. Through our Turn the Page campaign, we are committed to addressing this critical issue in our community. We have partnered with the nonprofit Books Between Kids for the past 7 years to provide thousands of Houston area students with their very own home libraries. In total, we have collected more than 137,000 books, allowing more than 22,000 students to receive those books. Not only are we collecting books through our Turn the Page campaign, we're also celebrating the joy of families reading together. KHOU 11 has compiled a video library of more than 50 bedtime story readings featuring KHOU 11 talent. Many of the books that we will be reading are from local authors, and we are so excited for you and your kids to join us for our book readings. If you'd like to help us turn the page on illiteracy, please visit booksbetweenkids.org.
Hello there, boys and girls. I'm Mia Gradney, KHOU 11 evening news anchor. But right now, I'm your Storytime host. I'm so excited that you can help me read along and turn the page on this fascinating and phenomenal book. Room for Everyone. Are you ready to go on a journey? We're traveling all the way to Africa and a place called Tanzania. That's where we're taking a ride to. So go ahead, climb aboard, because there is room for everyone to read this book. Let's get started. We'll open it up to that first page. The book again, Room for Everyone by Naaz Khan and illustrated by Mercè López. Oh, and by the way, you're going to hear some words perhaps that you don't recognize, and you'll think, what is she saying? What is she talking about? Well, it's the native language of Tanzania. We're going to hear a few words from there. Here we go. The Dalla Dalla rumbled and roared, and Musa and Dada were off to the shore to feast on fish at the Friday Bazaar by the blue crystal waters of Zanzibar. Soon after zooming past Uzulika Street, they saw one old man and his bike with no seat. So the driver honked, pulled to the side, and asked, "Dear brother, do you need a ride? It's hotter than peppers out there in the sun. Come in, there is room for everyone." "But Dada," said Musa, "I don't think there's enough room for that man and that cycle of his." "Don't worry, Musa, there's space galore. If you move just a bit, we can make room for more." So in came the man with sweaty old feet and his bike with no bell and no light and no seat. And after some wiggles and giggles and fun, they made room for everyone. It's a fun ride already, isn't it? Let's see what happens next. Next, they passed the Bagala boats, and a herder appeared with 2 little goats. So the Dalla Dalla pulled to the side, and the driver yelled, "Do you need a ride? It's hotter than peppers out there in the sun. Come in, there's room for everyone." "But Dada," asked Musa, "can there really be enough room for a cycle, 2 goats, and me?" "Of course there is. If we squeeze a bit, we'll make enough room for all of us to fit." And though the seating arrangement was tight, Musa could see that Dada was right. After a shuffle, a squirm, and a squeeze, they found a small space beside Dada's knees. Onward they went with a honk and a toot, till vendors appeared with 3 baskets of fruit. So they pulled to the side, and as you can guess, Musa cried out and began to protest. "Mangoes and melons and parachichi." What's a parachichi, by the way? Oh, that's an avocado. That's the word for avocado in this language. Back to the story. "Mangoes and melons and parachichi. We don't have the space. Please listen to me." But up came the baskets of tropical fruits, and down dripped the juices on ankles and boots. Everyone wiggled and giggled galore till somehow they carved out a space on the floor. Onward they puttered past palms and sails, till a farmer appeared with 4 shiny pails, filled with milk all the way to the top, so the Dalla came to a stop. "We can't! We mustn't! I do not see where he could possibly sit," Musa cried in despair. But the passengers wiggled, and somewhere, somehow, they made space for the farmer and milk from his cow. Let's see who climbs aboard next. Will there be room for more? The Dalla drove past some farms till they saw 5 mamas with fish in their arms. So the Conda stuck his head outside, yelling, "Sisters, hello, do you need a ride?" "No," cried Musa. "This rickety bench has no room for those fish and their ickety stench." But the passengers, they wiggled and squished on the floor and made enough room for the ride to the shore. Let's see what happens. 6 minutes later, a farmer was walking with 6 stinky chickens that wouldn't stop squawking. And right there beside them were several fellas carrying 7 Katenge umbrellas. Aren't those beautiful? Look at the designs and patterns. Those beautiful umbrellas that protect people, not from the rain, but the sun. "Hop in," someone shouted. "Get out of the sun. There's plenty of room for everyone." Musa resisted. "These chickens are fat, and 7 umbrellas, there's no room for that." Dada insisted, "Just open the door." So everyone wiggled and giggled galore and eventually found enough room for more. Soon they were making a turn down the lane where a vendor was carrying 8 sugar canes and 9 tender coconuts fresh off the tree. What yummy, refreshing, sweet drinks these could be. Have you had coconut milk? Delicious. Well, the passengers shouted, "Do you need a ride?" And as you can guess, Musa worried and cried, "This is outrageous! We can't let them in. We're already smushed like sardines in a tin." Though it was clearly a very tight fit, they wouldn't give up. No, they just would not quit. So in came the coconuts, tender and sweet, and the sugar canes tangled between people's feet, tickling everyone's toes as they wiggled until even Musa started to giggle. Look at Musa. His attitude is changing. Let's see how he handles the next group. A few minutes later, they stopped for fuel, which happened to be near a diving school where 10 divers were ready to go with suits and gear and tanks in tow, trying to get in on all the commotion so they could explore the Indian Ocean. But there was room for all their stuff. Did the Dalla have room enough? And though the Dalla was packed from top to bottom and front to back, Musa yelled out, "Come join the fun! We'll make enough room for everyone." How about that? Musa's now inviting people to come along and join the ride. So the swimmers with snorkels and tubes and fins wiggled and giggled and wriggled right in. You want to see everyone packed on the Dalla? Look at everyone here. What's a Dalla? Well, it's a big taxi that transports people in Tanzania, all the way in Africa. Look at everybody on board, and even some people on top. Be careful up there. Alrighty, let's see what the next page brings as we turn the page. The tires were reeling and spinning and burning, the passengers sweating, twisting and turning, elbow to shoulder, beak to nose, feathers to feet, udders to toes. What a sight to see. What a comical crew. Stuck together like globbity glue. They clunkety clinked like junk in a trunk, so close to a breakdown kerplunkety plunk. When suddenly all of them heard a screech, Alhamdulillah! They had arrived at the beach. Out came 10 swimmers with snorkels and fins who ran to the ocean and dove right in. Out came 9 coconuts, fresh and tender, and out came the whistling coconut vendor. Out came the 8 sticky sweet sugar canes with 7 umbrellas for sunshine and rains, 6 stinky chickens and 5 piles of fish, 4 heavy pails full of milk, so delish, 3 big old baskets of fruit for a treat, 2 little goats, and 1 bike with no seat. Let's see where they are and what they're doing. At last, they had finally reached the blue crystal waters of Nungui Beach, where Musa and Dada and everyone could wiggle and giggle under the sun. Did you like that journey? Did you like coming along for the ride? Because there's always room for everyone. And you know what's so very special about this book is we traveled afar while reading. We also learned too. Remember I told you a parachichi is an avocado? Alhamdulillah, this is a glossary. It tells you what the words are. Alhamdulillah is an Arabic phrase meaning praise the Lord. Also dada, remember, sister. In Swahili, that's the language that they speak. The dala dala, remember I talked about how it was a taxi, also known as a minibus. And a kitenge, right? This is cloth often worn by women in East, Central, and West Africa. So some amazing, amazing terms here that we learned about another culture all by taking a trip with a book. It's beautiful, so much fun, because there's always room for everyone, and especially room for everyone who wants to read. Thanks again for joining me so much and helping us turn the page on illiteracy.
Hi there, I'm Brandi Smith with KHOU 11, and I am so excited to read this book with you today. It's called Your Mommy Was Just Like You by Kelly Bennett and illustrated by David Walker. You ready to get started? All right. Your mommy was born bright-eyed and fuzzy-topped, just like you. I'd rock her and blow on her tummy, tickle her toes. She'd wiggle and coo and play Where's Baby Peekaboo, just like you. Your mommy had a special friend named Whiny Baby. Whiny had clumpy hair and her face was smooshed, but that never mattered to your mommy. Want to go for a ride? Asked Uncle John. Whiny too, said your mommy, just like you. Most days, your mommy was my sweet potato, doll-faced poopsie, but some days she turned into the terror. She pestered and poked, stomped and spit, or threw herself on the floor, kicking and hollering, no, no, no. On those days, she was sent to timeout, just like you. Your mommy was bouncy and twirly-whirly just like you. She loved to play games, but she didn't always win. Sometimes she got hurt. I'd bandage her scrapes and give her extra loveys. After, she always wanted to play again. At times, your mommy was a frog or a robot. Then she was a magic fairy or a beautiful princess. Sometimes I mistook her for a famous inventor. Look at that, that's pretty cool. Your mommy never wanted her hair brushed or her face washed, and she insisted on choosing her own outfits. She primped and spangled and made herself kooky costumes, just like you. Your mommy collected lots of stuff, just like you, and she loved to build things with it, like sculptures, daisy chains, doll houses, and hideouts with signs saying, top secret. See that there? When she started school, your mommy was still learning to tie her shoes, ride a two-wheeler, and blow bubbles. She didn't know how to read or write or count to a million zillion either, but your mommy learned and practiced and kept getting smarter and smarter and smarter, just like you. Your mommy was never ready for lights out. First, her baby had to be tucked in and all her animals had to be hugged goodnight. I'd say, "Sweet dreams, sweetie pie." She'd say, "One more story, a short one, please." Just like you. Every morning when your mommy woke up, I gave her a cuddle and a kiss and said a prayer of thanks that she was mine. Your mommy is my baby, and no matter how big she gets or how old she gets, she will always be my baby. Just like you. All right, that's the end of Your Mommy Was Just Like You. Thank you so much for reading with me and for helping us turn the page on illiteracy. We'll see you next time.
Hello, everybody. I'm KHOU 11 News anchor Len Cannon. I'm going to read for you the book entitled Being Small by Lori Orlinsky. It is illustrated by Vanessa Alexandre. Being Small. Are you ready, guys? Here we go. My head is spinning and my throat is red. I'm feeling crummy. I'm staying in bed. My eyes are itchy. My ears really ache. Going to school today, that would be a mistake. Oh boy, oh boy. You're cool to the touch, says Mom. You don't look sick. Could this be some kind of trick? Because Mother knows best. That's how I know something's up and you don't want to go. You're a wonderful child, so smart and strong. Come, sit on my lap. Tell Mother what is wrong. How about this, guys? Well, the yardstick at school measures how much we've grown. But with my name at the bottom, I feel so alone. My friends can reach the cubbies, the light switch, and sink, while I stand on a stool when I want to drink. My feet just dangle when I sit in a chair. I can only go on rides with my high pony in my hair. The shallow pool water comes up past my nose. My feet always hurt from standing on my toes. Oh my. It seems like sports are made for kids who are tall. I can't even get my hands on the ball. They call me Shorty, Peanut, Munchkin, and Squirt. Looking up all the time makes my neck really hurt. I have to walk twice as fast as my friends. My pants are like tunnels. The hole never ends. When it's time for teams on the playground, I'm always the last pick. That's why today I'm pretending to be sick. Don't you see that being small really is not fun at all? Oh, honey, try not to feel blue. There's so much that small kids like you can do. When playing limbo, you can get really low. You give others a clear view when seeing a show. Your posture is perfect because you don't slouch. Your whole body can fit on our tiniest couch. How about this? You're the last one to get wet when it rains. And you have the most legroom when we fly on a plane. Your feet never touch the end of the bed. You climb almost anywhere without bumping your head. You can squeeze through a fence to fetch a lost ball. You have a shorter drop if you happen to fall. What about the class photos? You're the first one they see. You don't have to duck under any branches on a tree. You can wiggle into the cart at the grocery store and squish into the spaces you want to explore. I hope you don't feel upset by your height. You can do anything when you give it your might. You have so much to offer because of your size. Take it from me, your mom, who is wise. You're totally right about the things you say. I feel so much better when you put it that way. I'm off to learn, to play, and have fun too. I'll try out the things only I can do. I went to school and I'm happy to report, as it turns out, I like being short. I got to see once and for all that being small isn't so bad after all. Thank you so much for reading with me and for helping us turn the page on illiteracy. We'll see you next time.
Hello, I'm KHOU 11 anchor Shern-Min Chow, and the book we are reading is called Love Big. It is by Kat Kronenberg, and it's illustrated by David Miles. So, let's get started. We're going to be turning now to Love Big. It's a mythological fable about how to be the hero of your own story. These books contain the wondrous fact that stardust lies above us, lives around us, and within us all. Watch the animals discover a second secret that uses this fact to light the heart of their stars. Try their secret and together be the hero of your stories too. In the wilds of East Africa, hundreds of years had passed since the savannas began. The land was dry and desolate, with animals so hungry and mean they had stopped believing in their dreams. Until this moody baboon discovered a new, powerful secret. Shh. It began one afternoon when Rude Rhino was desperately racing to eat a new patch of green grass, snorting, "Move, you stinky beetle, I'm starving." But bam, whack! Rhino smacked his rump with a bump to avoid a pile of poop, snorting, "Gross, you live in poop, you stink beetle, you did this." Bossy Baboon heard and couldn't help but sneer, "Wahoo, wahoo, wah you, bully, don't blame Beetle, you tripped." "So," whined Rhino, rumping his rump in pain, "it's still that stinky Beetle's fault." Beetle took a thoughtful breath and rolled the cure-all mud ball he made to Rhino, stuttering nervously, "Try this. It helps with the pain. Plus, I think you're really cool, Rhinoceros." Surprised by Beetle's kindness, Rhino tried the cure-all ball. It worked. And so, with a horn beginning to grow, Rhino gave Beetle a bump, saying, "Thanks, dude. That was really cool of you." They shared big smiles, then bumped and clapped together. "We believe we can." Whoosh, bam, we can be kind. And yes, Rhino fixed the termites' crashed castle, helped Baboon hollow his drum, and gave Beetle his yummy new snack from his stick, saying, "Dude, thanks to you, I know to make a point to be kind anytime my whiny, bully-bound power pout hangs out. The rockin' horns I just grew prove real coolness happens if I do." And did you know rhinoceroses have a prehensile upper lip that hangs out like a power pout, which displays the rude, whiny way? They also grow horns that are believed to have special properties. Excited the next afternoon, Baboon had just started playing his drum when he heard Mad Mama Hare scold, "You need to share your snack." In trouble, Little Hare mumbled, "Fine, I'll go find my own food." She left, and her mom cried out, "Please stay, my little hare, it's gonna get cold." But Little Hare kept walking as clouds filled the sky. Freezing and starving, Little Hare walked by Nosy Baboon, who sneered, "Wahoo, wahoo, your mom warned you." "So," snapped Little Hare, stubbornly hiding her face, shivering cold, alone, and afraid. Rhino took a thoughtful breath and gave Little Hare his flattened mud ball, saying, "Get warm with this make-do mud cape, and dude, take my new snack from a stick. It's delicious." "Cool cape. Warm cape." Little Hare laughed at her joke with her very first hare hop. "Beetle's right. You are cool." They shared big smiles. They hopped and clapped together. We believe we can. Whoosh, wham, we can share. And yes, Little Hare went home to share her new snack on a stick with her siblings. They had so much fun, they learned to hop, zip, pop, and skip, the skills their family needed to survive. And happy, all their ears went up and they celebrated with a song. Hop, pop, hip, bump, share and love big. It's a dream-tastic way to live. And did you know, Hares use their ears to communicate, and they get away from danger by hopping and popping in the air with a zigzag pattern. The next afternoon, Curious Baboon quietly asked Little Hare, "What do? I want my dream to come true too." Suddenly, the ground shook under his bum. Bright-eyed, Baboon saw why. 2 lionesses were racing and roaring. "Stop that lion! He stole our snack!" Running scared, hungry lion crashed into Little Hare. Bam! Baboon sneered, "Wahoo, wahoo, wah! Hurry, lion, get up! They're coming after you!" So, Lion cried terrified and scrambled to his feet. Starving, they didn't listen when I asked, so I stole their snack. Little Hare took a thoughtful breath and looked Lion in the eye, saying, "I understand, but I just learned it's happier to share. So maybe try that?" Lion, with a mane beginning to grow, forgot he was in danger. He was too busy smiling at Little Hare, saying, "No one's ever listened to me before or helped me see what I need to do." Roar! The lioness is attacked! Oh, look what happened. Whack and boom, smack, kapow, ow. Oh, it was a mess in there. "Stop!" Brilliant Baboon howled, swinging from the baobab tree. "Yes, I know what to do. There's another powerful secret. Shh, we can all use." Baboon thoughtfully placed a crown on Lion's head, then said, "Break free, go after your dreams, and know we are with you." Lion broke free. Baboon and he shared big smiles and clapped together. "We believe we can." Whoosh, wham, we can listen. And yes, Lion gave back the stolen snack, apologizing as his brilliant mane blew in the breeze. Then he declared, "We must share." As they all ate, Lion listened, helping the lionesses with their problems. And grateful, they crowned Lion the very first king of the beasts. To celebrate, Baboon passed out his pom-poms and drums as Lion roared loud and proud in his new crown. Take pride, take time to hear with both ears, so you too can be a leader. But Lion stopped mid-celebration. And did you know, lions have become the dominant animal on the savannah with their ability to lead, intense social pride, courageous attitude, royal look, and commanding roar. Because Little Hare squeaked, "P.U., what stinks?" "It's me," stuttered Beetle nervously, embarrassed by the poop ball he was rolling to Lion. "My home is this stinky poop. What do I do?" Well, everybody laughed, A-E-I-O-U, thinking Beetle had made a doo-doo joke. But Beetle's feelings were so hurt that he quickly hid. To help with this doo-doo dilemma, Lion got Baboon, and together they wrote Beetle a song. Sing along. Twinkle, twinkle, share a smile, lights up stardust all the while. Dance we can and dare believe, loving big we all succeed. Twinkle, twinkle, hearts of stars, guiding us, we will go far. Did you know Lion and Baboon's song is sung to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, so you can sing along too. After the song, Lion looked at Beetle in the eye and declared with his royal roar, "Since you first dared to care, we've learned to love big, working together to achieve our dreams. We thank you." Beetle's smile was huge, and they all shared big smiles. They clapped together, "We believe we can." Whoosh, wham, we can care. "Yes, Beetle, you're our hero," everyone cheered. "Look, your poop balls of fertilized fun spread everywhere are turning the savannah green so we can now eat." Beetle flip-flopped on top of his poop ball dancing. "Yes, if someone as miserable as me, with the help of a we, can transform my doo-doo dilemma into something grand, we all can. So please try the secret. Shh, love big, share a smile, and together believe. And did you know dung beetles are heroically vital to an ecosystem? They turn animal dung into balls that help sanitize and fertilize the land for food and so much more. And with that, the newfound friends put their happy hoppy ears and celebrated with Baboon's dream, his boom shake celebration. Wahoo! Shake your pom-poms, share your big smiles, with hearts of stars lit, we can all go miles. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed Love Big by Kat Kronenberg. Thanks for reading with me and for helping us turn the page on illiteracy. We'll see you the next time.
Hi there. My name is Ron Treviño, and I'm going to be reading a book called Alycat and the Sleepover Saturday. Yeah, it's written by Alysson Foti Bourque, and it's illustrated by Chiara Civati. And I'm going to put my glasses on for this book. All right? Let's start at the beginning. Alycat and the Sleepover Saturday. And it starts with a dedication. To all of the students I've met at my school author visits, thank you for the smiles, laughs, hugs, and inspiration. All right, let's get started on the book now. Here we go. It was Saturday, Sleepover Saturday, as Alycat called it. She put the final decorations on the cake as Bugsy ran in with a spoon. Time for cake, said Bugsy. Not yet, Alycat replied. This is for our cake drop game. How do you play that? Asked Bugsy. Each person takes a bite starting from the bottom until the cake drops. That sounds fun, Bugsy replied, and a recipe for disaster. Alycat, the phone is for you, called Mom. It's Luna. Hi, Luna, said Alycat. Hi, Alycat. I can't make it tonight. That's the phone crackling. But I have a big the phone crackles. To share with you all, said Luna. I'm sorry, Luna, but I can't hear you, Alycat replied. Hello? What did she say, Alycat? Asked Mom. She can't make it, but she says she has a big secret to share, I think, said Alycat. Well, that's not too bad, replied Mom. I guess it'll just be the 5 of you. Alycat set up a tent outside and a campfire for s'mores. As she carefully brought the cake outside, her guests started to arrive. You can put your bags inside, Alycat said. Oh, and grab some spoons off the table, too. Alycat's friends hurried inside, grabbed a spoon, and joined Alycat for a game of cake drop. This will be such a mess, said Phoebe. That's why we're outside, replied Sam. Remember the rules, Alycat began. Take a bite from the bottom, 2 layers only. The kitten who makes the cake fall must bake the next cake. One by one, the kittens took turns taking a bite of cake, careful to keep it standing. Yikes! Oof! Eek! And splat! Timber! Shouted the kittens. That was fun and tasty, said Kit. After cleaning off the table, Phoebe had a great idea. Let's tell ghost stories in the tent until the campfire is ready, said Phoebe. Great idea, replied Alycat. Not too scary, though, Kit replied. You know, I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. The kittens sat in a circle with a flashlight lighting up the inside of the tent. The kittens told spooky stories of big scruffy dogs from another planet that made loud, barking noises and could take down a single tree with one swipe of a tail. Phoebe told a story about the time she stayed at a hotel in St. Cat's that was haunted by ghosts that looked like giant mice. Ooh. I have a scary story, said Alycat. Luna called today to say she couldn't make it tonight and that she had a really big secret to share with us. Huh? The kittens gasped. What could it be? Asked Kit. Maybe we have a big pop test on Monday that she heard about, said Eleanor. Maybe she's moving away, Sam said sadly. No, don't scare me like that, said Kit. I'm still spooked from our ghost stories. Maybe she's turned into a big scruffy dog that howls at the moon and turns into a wolf at night, said Phoebe. Stop. You always like to scare us with your imagination, Phoebe, Sam replied. And stop making that spooky noise, said Kit. We know it's just you. That's not me making that noise, said Phoebe. The girls looked over at the zipper slowly opening from the top of the tent. There was a shadow of what looked like a big scruffy dog on the other side of the tent. The kittens screamed. Help, cried Kit. It's a big scruffy dog ready to eat us. The girls huddled in the corner, closing their eyes as the tent walls slowly opened. Can you all stop screaming and help me with this stuff? Screamed Luna. Luna? Alycat replied, what are you doing here? You said you couldn't make it tonight. No, silly, I said I couldn't make it until later tonight, replied Luna. The phone must have cut out. Oh, well, that's great news, said Alycat. What about your other news, your big secret to share? Asked Sam. I don't have a secret, replied Luna. You told me on the phone that you had a really big secret to share with us, said Alycat. Oh, you misunderstood me, Alycat, said Luna. I said I had a really big blanket to share with you all. You know, for the campfire. The kittens giggled. Phew, said Alycat. That's a relief. So you're not moving? Asked Eleanor. And you are not a big scruffy dog? Asked Kit. And you didn't find a ghost mouse from a hotel? Asked Sam. You all have had too much sugar and told too many scary stories, I see, Luna laughed. No to all those questions, said Luna. Let's go make s'mores, said Eleanor. Are you sure there are no big scruffy dogs out there? Asked Kit. No, the kittens screamed all together. Everyone knows dogs aren't real, Sam replied. That's for sure, said Alycat. All right. That's the story. And this is Alycat's sleepover packing list. You always have to have a packing list, right? A sleeping bag, a pillow, a fluffy blanket, lovey, toothbrush, toothpaste, pajamas, change of clothes, brush, book, socks, shoes, and of course, undergarments. That's when you have a sleepover. Thank you so much for reading with me and for helping us turn the page on illiteracy. We'll see you next time, boys and girls.
Hi there. My name is Deborah Duncan, the host of Great Day Houston here at KHOU Channel 11. One of the greatest joys I had as a child was reading books. The book I'm going to read to you today is from a fellow journalist, Markette Sheppard. She decided to stay home with her son and write some fun. The book is My Rainy Day Rocket Ship, illustrated by Charly Palmer. Mom says it's too rainy to play outside today, so I'll have to find my fun another way. I could get in some laughs with inside toys, cars and games that bring much joy. But I've been there and done that stuff. Today I'll make something really tough. Like a whole new world in a different place, a galaxy off in outer space. I'll need a rocket to get me there. How about this rocking chair? And I'll need a super launching pad. This will require some tools from Dad. A cardboard box and a bunch of socks. They will surely serve me well on this mission I cannot fail. Now let me see about a spacesuit. This swimming trunks and goggles should do. Of course, astronauts need a flag. Perhaps I can use Mom's old dish rag. Now, if I can just get Mom to turn off the light, this astronaut's crew is ready for flight. Dad does a countdown from behind the couch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mom makes sure I don't feel an ouch. Zoom, 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 all the way from the living room, down the hall, riding on a broom. Prepare for landing on planet XYZ. It's a safe arrival in my BED, also known as the land of Z's. My rainy day rocket ship. Thank you for helping us to turn the page on illiteracy. See you next time, boys and girls.
Hi, everybody. My name is Stephanie Simmons. I'm the morning anchor here at KHOU 11 News. And today I'm going to be reading you Dance, Y'all Dance by Kelly Bennett. Let's begin. It's Saturday night, the dance hall's aglow. Call Grams and our friends, head to town for the show. We worked hard all week, the chores are all done. A country band's playing, let's join the fun. Step, step, glide, glide, kick up your feet, dance, y'all, dance, a two-steppin' beat. Here comes the Browns with their twin baby girls. Look, they have dimples and bright orange curls. At 102, Grandpappy Skittle is still slapping spoons and bowing his fiddle. Step, step, glide, glide, stroll hand in hand. Dance, y'all, dance. Give a cheer for the band. Ida Bell broke her left leg. Clint broke his right. Won't keep him from swinging this Saturday night. Please teach me to dance, little sister begs Pop. Once sis learns the steps, she won't want to stop. Step, step, glide, glide. Take a spin, y'all. Do the boot scoot round the dance hall. When the band takes a break, folks slip outside. Crank it up, Henry. Let's go for a ride. Bucks under the stage with Harlan and Bo. They're up to no good. Best let their folks know. Step, step, glide, glide, cross arms and spin. Slide up, swing round. What a pretzel you're in. We hear a loud sneeze. Aunt May gives a shout. Stop dancing, y'all. My false teeth flew out. Oh no. Music is playing, but Kurt waits alone while his dance partner talks on the new telephone. Step, step, glide, glide. Gents grab a girl. Dance, y'all, dance. Give your partner a twirl. Amy Lou and Bubba are looking real glum. They tried a new twirl and stepped in some gum. Ew. Look at their feet. Open the window, hear that plane roar. Tip a wing, Lindy, rev up and soar. Step, step, glide, glide, circle the floor. When the song ends, we holler for more. Where's the band, we ask? They're dancing, says Flo. The Opry is playing on the new radio. Jake stomps on Claire's toes and trips on her feet. Claire doesn't mind because Jake's smile is so sweet. Oh, she likes him. Step, step, glide, glide, away we go. 4 turns, fast hands, now that's pistachio. Sally and Jen traded I do's today. One dance for luck, then he'll whisk her away. Rosie peeks at Will, he gives her a wink. You like him, we ask? Rose blushes bright pink. Step, step, glide, glide. Gals, close your eyes. Dance, y'all, dance. It's a sweetheart surprise. The last song is done. Head out to the truck. Call Grams, catch the twins, and whistle for Buck. Wave bye to our friends. So long and sleep tight. See y'all at the dance hall next Saturday night. Oh, that was a fun one. Thank you so much for reading with me and for helping us turn the page on illiteracy. We'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm KHOU 11 Morning News anchor Kimberly Davis. If you love dogs just as much as I do, you're in for a real treat. Today we are reading Koda and the Polka-Dot Bow Tie. This one is by Andrea DeAnn. Meet Koda. Some would call him a bow tie connoisseur. He owns blue bow ties, yellow bow ties, great big bow ties, and teeny small bow ties. But his favorite is his polka-dot bow tie. When he's sad, it makes him smile. When he's angry, it makes him laugh. And when he's bored, well, he uses it as a slingshot, of course. Koda loves his polka-dot bow tie, but no one else does. And he longs to find a friend who likes it just as much as he does. Today is his walk with his human, and this is his chance to find a friend. Koda fetched his leash and dashed to the front door. First stop is their favorite brunch spot. Dogs and their humans come here all the time, and he just knew he would find a friend here. He sat while the chef prepared their poached eggs and pancakes. Just then, he saw Charly, the Chihuahua, chewing on a stack of waffles. Charly would surely like his bow tie, Koda thought. "Hey, Charly, that's a super sweet collar you have," said Koda. Koda noticed Charly's collar was a bit crooked, so he reached over and straightened it for him. "Thanks, Koda," said Charly. Koda waited for Charly to tell him he liked his bow tie, but Charly never did. Koda gobbled up the last of his pancakes, and he and his human continued their stroll into town. They came across the town fire station. Koda dashed inside, yanking his human behind him. He just knew he would find a friend here that liked his bow tie. He spotted Dottie, the Dalmatian, and raced over to her. "Hey, Dottie," greeted Koda. "Hi," said Dottie. "Your fire hat is so groovy," said Koda. He noticed a tiny smudge of soot on her hat and wiped it off for her. "That was awful nice of you. Thanks, Koda," said Dottie. Koda straightened his bow tie and waited for Dottie to tell him how much she liked his bow tie. But Dottie never did. A little discouraged, he dragged his human to the dog park to continue his search. He just knew he would find a friend here that liked his bow tie. Koda noticed Pete, the pug, fiddling with his tennis ball. "Hey, Pete, what you doing?" asked Koda. "My silly ball is stuck," said Pete. Koda gave it a good nudge and clenched it free with his teeth. "Here you go," said Koda proudly. "That sure is a neat ball. Thanks," said Pete. Koda straightened his bow tie and waited for Pete to say that his bow tie was neat too. After all, he did save his ball. But Pete never did. Koda was sad and feeling blue. He didn't find a single friend today that appreciated his bow tie. He was hopeless and convinced he would never would. Until Koda quickly snatched the flyer with his teeth before the wind carried it away again. It read, "Dog Adoption Day today. Your new best friend is waiting for you." Koda raced towards the pet store, dragging his human behind him. There were so many dogs, big dogs, small dogs, happy dogs, and sad dogs, brown dogs, spotted dogs, playful dogs, and cuddly dogs. Could one of them like his bow tie? Koda wondered. Just then, a tiny dog turned the corner and passed Koda towards his cage. Koda saw him drop something as he walked by. Maybe his collar fell loose. Maybe he dropped his favorite toy, Koda thought. He raced to pick it up, but it wasn't a collar, and it wasn't a favorite toy either. It was, however, a big striped bow tie. Koda couldn't believe his eyes. He picked it up as quick as he could and flung it in front of the tiny dog. "My bow tie, thank you so much," said the tiny dog. "What's your name?" asked Koda. "I'm Buddy," said Buddy. "I love your bow tie. It's so fashionable," said Koda. And with that, Koda straightened his bow tie, held his head high, and waited for, "I love your bow tie too," said Buddy. What? Koda was shocked. No one liked his bow tie. Not Charly the Chihuahua, not Dottie the Dalmatian, and not Pete the Pug. But Buddy did. Koda barked, jumped up and down, and even chased his tail round and round again in an excited frenzy. Buddy watched, wagging his tail. And just like that, Koda, his human, and their new friend Buddy continued their walk home together. Koda couldn't wait to show Buddy all his bow ties. What a great story. I just love that story. I especially love it because it reminds me of my Stanley and his bow ties. I'd like to think he likes his bow ties just as much as Koda does. Thank you so much for reading with me and for helping us turn the page on our literacy. We'll see you next time.
Hi guys, I'm Dave Froehlich from KHOU 11 Morning News, and the story I'm going to be reading is Mr. Archie is Missing by Bailey Moore. So let's get to it. Meet Jerry. Jerry Jones always enjoyed being the center of attention at Moore Academy. He was an only child, and at his school he enjoyed playing jokes on his friends and teachers. He especially enjoyed playing practical jokes in the history class taught by Mr. Archie. One time Jerry put toothpaste in a bag of Oreos that belonged to his friend Brandon. Another time, Jerry put a whoopee cushion in everyone's chair. Jerry laughed so hard that day. He even put itching powder in Brandon's new shirt and scared another friend, Jeremiah, in the dark hallway when bad weather made the lights go out. Mr. Archie was the student's favorite teacher at Moore Academy. He was the type of teacher who wasn't too strict, but he respected and was respected all around by the students and the faculty. Although Jerry loved history, he had a reputation to uphold as being the school's funniest kid in 3rd grade. Every Friday was Mr. Archie's history class, and Jerry would go into the room ready to be the class clown. He could pull the funniest pranks, and Mr. Archie would never send him to the office. Mr. Archie believed in the students expressing themselves. Today was about Black history. Mr. Archie was halfway into the history lesson about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when Jerry gave out a big burp. Burp. The whole class burst into laughter. "Who was that?" asked Mr. Archie. Jerry didn't say a word, but he looked at Mr. Archie with a slick grin. Normally, he was an easygoing teacher and would let it go. This time, Jerry could see in Mr. Archie's eyes he'd had enough of him disrupting the class. He said, "One day you'll regret your actions, Jerry." Jerry rolled his eyes and looked around the class for approval and confirmation that he was indeed the funniest kid in the 3rd grade. In the class. That night, Jerry put on his pajamas. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't get the look that Mr. Archie had in his eyes out of his head. As he drifted to sleep, he thought about how badly he felt. When it was time for history class again, Jerry walked down the hall. He didn't see Mr. Archie at the door where he normally greeted the students. He didn't hear any sounds coming from the classroom where the children usually would be playing and talking. But like clockwork, Jerry entered into Mr. Archie's class ready for the laughter of approval from his fellow classmates. But this time something felt different. Instead of Mr. Archie, he saw a creature. "Hi, I'm Mr. Stanley, your teacher," the creature said. Jerry was surprised. Actually, the whole class was surprised. A big jaguar was their teacher. The jaguar smiled and showed his sharp teeth. How could this be? Where was Mr. Archie? Class went by slowly. Jerry thought to himself, "I'm not scared of a jaguar." He tried to think of the funniest thing he could do to get his friends to laugh. He decided to mock everything the new teacher did behind his back, but nothing worked. No one laughed. However, the jaguar did react. He saw Jerry and growled at the top of his lungs, "Jerry, go to the office right now." His eyes appeared evil. Jaguar. Jerry left class quickly and ran to the principal's office. When he arrived, the principal said, "Jerry, I'm surprised you're in here." Jerry was surprised as well. He'd never gotten in trouble, in spite of all his foolish pranks. He tried to tell the principal, Mrs. Harvey, that the new teacher was a jaguar, but she wouldn't listen to him. Instead, she called his parents and they put him on punishment. That whole week went by slowly. Jerry thought if Mr. Archie was here, this would have never happened. And what about his friends? Why didn't they notice Mr. Stanley was a jaguar? When next Friday came, Jerry hoped Mr. Stanley was not in the classroom. But as he entered the door, he saw the furry Mr. Stanley writing again on the chalkboard. He looked at Jerry with those same eyes and told him to sit in the corner. Jerry was mad and he had an attitude. He sat in the back of the class. He was bored and he thought about how Mr. Archie would have been telling cool stories about history and showing the class all the special items he'd collected. Jerry really missed Mr. Archie and wished he'd never disrupted his class. He wished he could show Mr. Archie how important he was to him. When school was over, Jerry was happy. He said to himself, "I hope I never see that Mr. Stanley again." When Friday rolled around, Jerry was nervous about history class. Again, Mr. Stanley was there. Every Friday, he had the same mean stare. and he always seemed to pick on Jerry and send him to the office. It had been weeks since Mr. Archie had been in class. Jerry was tired of being picked on. Still, every Friday he got in trouble. One day, as he was walking out of the school, he noticed a sign that said, "One day you will regret your actions." And it hit Jerry. Mr. Archie was right. He regretted how he always disrupted his class. He wanted another chance to prove to Mr. Archie that he could change. As he looked at the sign again, the bell rang, or so he thought. When he looked at himself, he was still in his pajamas. It was all a dream. Jerry rushed to get ready for school. He brushed his teeth, washed his face, put on his clothes, said goodbye to his parents, and ran to school. And as he walked into Mr. Archie's class, he saw his favorite teacher standing at the door. Jerry ran to Mr. Archie, gave him a big hug, and apologized. Jerry told Mr. Archie about his dream. Jerry and Mr. Archie talked and laughed until it was time for class to begin. Jerry learned a valuable lesson. From that day on, he treated others with respect. The end. Or is it? For this story, it is. As he learned a valuable lesson. And we want to thank you so much for reading with me and helping us turn the page on illiteracy. We'll see you next time.